Hello. It is Thursday, October 3rd, 2019, and this is the lower body workout. Thursday, October 3rd, 2019, I should say. Public service announcement. Please do not waste your time watching this unless you have a very specific reason to watch this video. Okay, now the outline of what's going to happen. Basically, a warm-up, then a workout. During the workout, between just about every single set, except for the sets on the last exercise, will be breathing exercises. The actual workout has 5 exercises, multiple sets. The warm-up, a couple different things. I'll go through the warm-up first, and we're going to go detail on the workout afterwards. Warm-up starts out with some exercises my dad likes. They're good back exercises, probably best done in the pool. Do a few of those on the warm-up. Then there will be 3 incline, L-shaped, not incline, 3, really liking the incline thing lately. 3 L-shaped chin-ups, 4 glide downs, 7 inverted sit-ups or upside down sit-ups, 13 push-ups, 7 air squats, and 6 bends. That's the warm-up. After that will be, since it's lower body, start out with squat machine. It'll be a set of 8, then lower the weight, a set of 10, then a breathing exercise. And actually a breathing exercise to start out the exercises too. Then breathing exercise, second exercise of the workout will be Romanian deadlifts, set of 8, lower the weight, breathing exercise, set of 10, breathing exercise. Third exercise, leg extensions, set of 10, breathing exercise, lower the weight, set of 12. Also trying to envision this in my head while doing this. Maybe that does some good stuff too. Next, after that third exercise is a breathing exercise. And the fourth exercise on this thing will be single leg calf raises. Set of 10, breathing exercise, lower the weight, set of 12. Breathing exercise. Fifth exercise on this wonderful adventure is going to be laying down, single leg, lateral leg lifts. And that's going to be a breath exercise beforehand, but really not a lot of breath exercises in between. Maybe in between the sets, a breath or 3. It's going to be a set of 15 and then 4 sets of 5. Okay. Might as well get this started. Oh, and if you can watch this at higher speed, if you need to watch this for anything, my accountability, maybe you're checking my numbers, please watch it at a higher speed, hey. All right, I could go into more detail about that, but whatever. Getting antsy to start the workout. Actually not, but also not looking for an excuse to prolong not starting the workout. All right, these are the exercises my dad seems to like. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I like them too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Normally it's just this and this, but I'm going a little extra further because I can feel things pop, noises, and it feels like a bit of a stretch too. So stretch is probably a good thing at that juncture. Let me fix this real quick. I don't know how that keeps getting, oh, now I get it. That's how that keeps getting moved. There we go. That makes sense. All right. Oh, lower body part of it. Yeah, it's like 7 exercises, upper body then lower body. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. This is standing lateral raise. 5, 6, 7. This will be laying down with a tiny bit of weight for the last actual exercise. All right. Now the warm up. I don't know why chin-ups are a good warm up. I heard that they were. Maybe. I don't know. I almost want to do you know what? Just for a little variety, I won't do the L-shaped chin-ups. I'll just cross my legs behind my back and go for the chin-ups that way. 1, 2. That way I can really sink down into it. 3. Yeah, because with the L, I think I don't go down nearly as much. I don't know, maybe I do. Feeling a little twinge in my elbow there, and I know what it was. I was carrying some groceries. I just kind of didn't want to move anything. I kept on feeling this twinge in my elbow. It's like, oh. And then a couple days later, kept feeling it. Carrying groceries, not from working out. Interesting. Yeah, it's kind of a fun challenge. Don't use baskets, don't use carts. If you're carrying too much, then you're quicker out the door and you're buying less stuff. It's one way to actually get more essential with my shopping experience. Especially if I go in, it cuts down my impulse buying. That's what I'm saying. Too often have I gone through and bought things and just bought stuff that's like, wait, I only need to spend about $5 and I'm spending more than that. The store psychology beat me. And yeah, there's psychology behind the way stores are laid out. I think it's kind of funny. Grocery stores used to be laid out where everything you needed was along the edge, so you didn't have to go through the center aisles. But now frozen foods are in these center aisle bits, and it's just like, oh, I see what you're doing there. You're getting the people that were used to going around the edges to get what they needed. You're making them walk through the territory of temptation. I gotcha. You think the things at the end of the checkout line are there in happenstance? No. Very well thought out procedure. Well, not necessarily well thought out, well experimented with. They put things up there that sell, they put new things. If it doesn't sell, I think it's kind of funny. Notice it's not uniform. Every line has a little bit of a different setup. And that little bit of different setup is kind of like independent variables in that experiment. Ongoing experiment that constantly okay, that's a wire. Constantly self-renews or self-reinforces. Anyway, why am I talking about this? I love this. I can just go off and talk about anything. And I don't feel nearly as bad when I'm talking to an actual human being. And just like I say something like, why am I thinking that? And why is that coming out of my mouth? Think it, yes. Let it go out of my mouth. Well, in these instances, you and me, I just let it flow. Speaking about letting it flow, there should be 4 glide downs. Oh, gliding down. 2, gliding down. And by the way, that first one I didn't say 1, I just said, oh, 3, gliding down. I'm gonna go with the fourth one being O, glided down again. 4, gliding down. All right. Next is one of my favorite ways of doing sit-ups. I don't really do sit-ups, obviously. This is about as close as I get to crunches and sit-ups, pretty much. Also, the L-shaped chin-up seems to do something. And then I also do something, I think I saw somebody refer it to as rocket chair, where you have the thing and you bring your legs up. And the cool thing from the tip from that guy was bend your knees outwards, and it actually gives you a better tweak on your stomach. So you sit in the chair and you just imagine both legs, and I'm floating, and I have my knees bent, and I have that weird turn. It's kind of fun with the rocket chair. Yeah, well, I'll film it for today. Why not? I'm gonna be there. I think I'll do the stretch out. I should do the stretch out before I do the exercise, but stretch out is a little bit different. Don't really need that stretch for this exercise. This is a great exercise for stretching. Hanging inverted, for some folks, might feel great on the spine. So, I don't know if it's for everyone. Sometimes it's for me. Try not to swing too much. Oh, there we go. A lot of swinging, a lot of energy behind that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 7 of these. 6, 7. All right. Now's a good time to kind of stretch a little bit. This is a good stretch. Oh, feel that. And sometimes just hanging is a good stretch. I'll do a quick bit of stretching. Arch your back like that. You can feel it pop sometimes. Arch it sideways. A little bit sideways there too. Those are some good stretches right there. All right, I think I'm done with those stretching portions. So good stuff being upside down. Normal chin-ups are way easier to do than L-shaped. Although I'll still do L-shaped from time to time. You also know when you got a good cap, when you can hang up upside down, it only loosens up a little bit. Something nice about a nice head covering that's kind of not too warm, but really, I don't know, keeps the sweat out of your eyes or whatever. Or just feels good. When I was a little kid, I used to not like head covering, but gradually that switched. Now, I almost always wear a hat. All the time, everywhere. All right, I'm gonna do some stretches here. Oh, all right. So I've been doing a little bit too much carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates the last 2 months. Realistically, I'm gonna limit my complex carbohydrates to the stuff found in protein bars. Occasionally some candy, just so I can say I don't, you know, I already have so many things in my life I don't do. I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't do caffeine, which, yeah, it's a drug, I guess. So many don'ts. And I'm not gonna go through the whole list of don'ts. I don't wanna put, you know, white chocolate Twix on there or whatever. So yeah, I have Andes candies and white chocolate chip Twix. And hopefully it'll be 1 bag of white chocolate Twix and 1 bag of Andes candies about every month and a half. Just because I don't want to deny myself, but at the same time, I want to kind of limit it. And it's nice knowing it's there, and it's nice looking at it and walking away from it. It's good practice for that. Speaking about good practice for stuff, for some reason, just thinking about noises I wanted to make. Like, I like the idea of, what was it? Yeah, I think it was. Try it a little bit more. Try to do it like this. That would be so cool if I could do this as fast as you can do, or as I can do. What is it? You know, whatever that is. I don't know. I don't even particularly like that riff. Just a quick E, F, E, F, A, G. But I don't know, there's something nice about it, and it makes me want to do better cowboy chords, or F, you know, E-shaped bar chord, which is F. First fret E-shaped bar chord is F, so that E-F, making that E-F transition from a E cowboy chord to a E-shaped bar chord on the first fret. I don't know why I was thinking about that, but maybe I'm getting antsy to play a little bit more music. I've been writing a really cool song lately, but anyway, we'll go into that. We'll go into, what is it? Still warming up, still kind of loosening up and feeling it, kind of playing socialization with my imaginary friend, you. Hopefully you're not imaginary. Hopefully there's at least one person that's still watching this that's like, oh, okay. I enjoy it. It's like I could hang out with Yorm without hanging out with Yorm, and I can do it at double speed, and I can pause it whenever he gets too much or gets into his head too much. So, you know, all the benefits of hanging out with me without too many of the detriments of me being long-winded or just going into weird mental zones. All right, so I think that, checking it one more time. There's that stain right there. That should be where my head will be. Approximately. Yeah, that works. I think I'll be able to accurately count that. I won't really see if my knees are bent too much, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about my knees being straight or bent. I've also noticed that I'm sure that there's times where my knees are straight, and I've watched a video of this where it looked like my knees were still pretty much bent. So, do I believe the camera, or do I believe I've straightened my knees as much as possible in those situations? Not sure, not really worrying about it, because it all goes to the good. But just as long as I keep focusing on straightening my knees, I'm not going to have really much of a problem with it, I hope. All right, 13 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Yeah, that last one, I decided to arc my back forward a little bit, get a little bit out of that. Also, just want to see if I can fill up this piece of cardboard with numbers pertaining to how many push-ups I've done per day. Although, I think I skipped yesterday. Didn't do any push-ups yesterday. Shame on me. Saw an application. I don't know if I'm going to use the application or not, but the application was 22 push-ups a day for 22 days. And I think it was some sort of, if you do it, you donate money to some organization that says it's going to do research efforts or help post-traumatic stress disorder somehow. I just like the idea of 22 push-ups for 22 days. PTSD, I gotta kind of take a real good look at a charity before I put money in. And I think we've already talked about the rules of donating to a charity anonymous in such a way where they can't get back to you. And yeah, anonymous in such a way they can't get back to you. That's the primary rule for donating to a charity. And also, yeah, check them out. If it feels right, see if, stalk them for a little while. See what the people of that charity are spending their money on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like the fingertip thing. 6, 7. I also like that kind of stretch that happens when you kind of down as low as you can go. That's kind of a nice stretch on your lower back. And another stretch on your lower back is just bending. The bends. 2, 3. Why am I breathing so hard? 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, that is the warm-up. And without further ado, we go to a breath exercise, and we go to the squat machine. We don't need this light on anymore. All these things, all these wonderful things. Squat machine. All right. A little bit of breathing exercise. Basically 7 deep breaths. Am I going to hold for how long when I'm full of air? And am I going to hold when I'm empty? Yeah, I'm going to try that. Why not? It's weird when you think about a human being. Imagine a human being, if you will, that doesn't care about how he or she appears to others, but only cares about how he or she appears to themselves, oneself. A person that doesn't care about how appearing to others, but cares about how that person appears to oneself. I think I've cracked a little bit more of my personal code. There's so many things that are a part of me that I just can't put into words. But every now and then I get closer. Set of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Thinking about getting those, some sort of like plastic, maybe yoga blocks or something. Nothing that expensive, but something real cheap, child's toy or something that doesn't crush under my weight, and actually extend this back a little bit by just taking duct tape. Imagine 2 plastic bricks, one here, next to each other, just taped to this thing. So instead of being like this, I'm actually that far back, which probably feels like about the maximum. It gives me that real full extension. Only problem is I'm thinking I might fully extend that out and end up goofing up something. Alright, so lower the weight, breathing exercise, set to 10. Alright. Now if you want to get real technical with the script, you can up the weight and lower the weight after you kind of dial yourself in. I mean, you can up it or lower it, whatever you want. I'm wanting more out of myself. I think what's been going on with me lately is, like I said, too much complex carbohydrates. Whole package of 3 cookies. Sometimes you can find these cookies, I think at Walmart, for like 99 cents, package of 3. Decent sized cookies. Usually really good. Last couple days I had 1 pack of spiced pumpkin spice white chocolate. And that's the funny thing about the pumpkin spice stuff. Supposedly there's no actual pumpkin in a lot of pumpkin spice things. But anyway, white chocolate chip. Something magical about white chocolate. I like normal chocolate chips. But in a lot of things, like Twix, it just seems I enjoy Twix so much better when it's white chocolate. But Reese's Pieces. Not Reese's Pieces. Reese's. I never really liked Reese's Pieces. Reese's peanut butter cups. Usually normal peanut butter cups, not white chocolate. Oh goodness. All right, so. Sometimes I think of things and the real world doesn't really match up with it, but what if there was this rapper and his name was Snow and he looked a lot like Edward Snowden? Wouldn't that be a funny thing? I don't know if that's real or not, but anyway. Just makes me laugh. Alright. Counting on my fingers, breathing exercise is going to do about 7 of them. Here's how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, here we go. Alright, here's something I just came to realize. There's this woman, I mean, people in your life come in and out, but I've known her for maybe a year. But I've only spent time with her like once. Anyway, every now and then she calls me and wants to spend some time. And that's cool. That's cool. I don't know if I can really help her out with anything. She limits, I'm not sure, but it seems to be that she limits the people in their life, which is kind of interesting. So, I consider it a compliment when anybody really wants me to enrich my life and I can enrich theirs. Like that's a compliment, and I love that win-win situation. But beyond that, bottom line is every now and then, maybe once a month, she'll give me a call or text. And I think I know the thinking behind it. People seek self-esteem in all sorts of ways, and women unfortunately have this trap just because the way society is that it is very easy for them to fall in this trap, and that is self-esteem from male admiration. And yeah, if you're a woman, you can get a lot of self-esteem from male admiration, whether it's true admiration or whether it has alternative goals. And I think too many times when it has alternative goals, that our admiration is, not worth the breath it's flown out on. And I think she might have dealt with that a couple times. So I'm guessing subconsciously, because I don't think she would do this consciously. Her plan for me is to get me interested in her. And then she's going to play the friend card. Play the F word. Friend. And I've had that happen enough in my life. I see the signs. She uses the word friend too much in conversation with me. It's good that you're my friend. I'm not going to become attracted to her just simply because that she's used the word friend too much. And there's other reasons too, but that's the main one. But I have been not avoiding her, but not out of my way to go see her. Like, it's like, I don't want to do this with you, but I'll give you another option, which I think is terribly fun. And if you think it's terribly fun, you can join me on it, but you don't want to go walking through a park or whatever it is. It's just something that she doesn't want to do, which is fine. Which means, like, back to the win-win situation. I'm having fun having a conversation while walking, and that seems good. That seems like part of the human experience to me. Not whatever, not shopping. I don't mind going shopping with somebody if it helps them out. I've seen amazing things happen at, like, Goodwill. A friend goes to buy clothes at Goodwill, and I'll go, clothes shopping, and for a job or something. It's just like, hey, if it gets torn up at work, it doesn't matter because it's for my job. It's kind of cool, and I think that's fun times. But shopping without a goal, or a very thinly weird goal, doesn't seem like a lot of fun. The idea of retail therapy seems like something that an ad exec paid for people to write into scripts and to see if it got, caught into mainstream culture. And to a certain degree, it has, because I've heard retail therapy in more than one place. But I'm sure it's a seed planted. Not sure. It seems like it's a seed planted by advertisers somewhere. Anyway, enough said. Workout, set of 10. 1, 2, 3. Not sweating as much as I should be. 4, 5, 6. Let's see what happens if I go this way. Oh yeah, that's bad on the lower back. 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to do a bonus one because that 10th one was just not, I don't know if I did a pretty good extension on that. Feeling it a little bit. I'm not going hard. Feeling it, and that's all I need. I only need to feel it. As long as I do this consistently, feeling it's enough. And that's what I need to get through my head. I don't need to push my edges all the time. I think I was coming off an injury 2-3 weeks ago. Or it happened 4 weeks ago. And I pushed through it, and probably not the wisest thing I've ever done. But yeah, I know my patterns, and that's part of my pattern. And it's not good. Well, it's not terrible, but got to really be careful of it. Okay, next exercise is Romanian deadlifts. Exercise number 2. We are way into this thing, but talking to you is fun, so fun it is. Breathing exercise before the exercise, and then we come back here and we do 2 more exercises. Whew. Goodness be. All right, so the notes I say to myself includes this one thing for Romanian deadlifts. Hips go backwards, at least an inch. Yeah, that's probably a good angle. Yeah, I'll be able to see my hips and stuff. I'm going to lift that up slightly. There we go. I like having a nice $8 tripod. If Funny thing is, I bought a really small tripod that was more than $8, and that broke. So this one hasn't broken so far. Kind of taped it together, but I don't use it because it's this tall and I have to set, anyway. This one works better, takes up a lot of space, don't mind it. Romanian deadlift. See, I'm trying to roll my R's. There we go. Romanian deadlift. Count. I can't do it. Eventually, that's the closest I've ever come to rolling an R before, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe I should shoot some Novocaine in my tongue and, maybe that'll do some rolling R action. All right, here we go. Set of 8. Yeah, set of 8. Next exercise, we switch to set of 10, set of 12. All right, hips go backwards. So you gotta watch the video, make sure my hips go backwards. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little bit of breathing exercise. This weight seems pretty good. I am going to do another set with that weight. I'm not going to lower the weight. Maybe my back is getting a little bit stronger. I'm just not going to push it. And I know this is not pushing it because that felt really smooth there. Of course, maybe because I started out pushing my back way back. It's really not a lot of weight, so very careful with the Romanian deadlift. It just seems like that could be something. If you push your edges on that, yeah, I feel if I push my edges on that, I feel that there's a good chance I could regret that. Anyway. Definitely going to close my eyes a lot more. Breathing with your eyes closed like that feels good in the concentration realm. Working out with my eyes closed feels good in that concentration realm, as long as there's nothing I actually actively have to take a visual cue from. Closing my eyes. Who would have thunk? Just a simple little change. Also, another thing is not going heavy, not going near my edges, in that zone where I feel it's a slight challenge, but knocking out that challenge, and that just feels fun when it's a slight challenge. When I'm feeling like this, I'm actually a little bit more energized now than before. And maybe it was just the chin-ups not being L-shaped chin-ups. Those sometimes seem to get me heavy breathing. But I'll continue to do those. It'll be random. Hopefully it'll be random. I don't know a specific mental, maybe there'll be some sort of subliminal sequence to it, but I'm not sure. I'm looking forward to doing this. I'm not looking forward to like just talking a whole bunch, and it's like, looking forward to actually getting it done and closing my eyes and see how that feels. Hips go back at least an inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I should close my eyes. I'm not sure if I went back far enough. What is that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Breathing exercise right here, and then we do the leg extensions. That's going to be fun, right? Yes, it will, because I don't have it set on ridiculous weight or something that would be difficult for me. It's a weight I know I can deal with without too much of a problem. Next exercise, leg extensions, 2 sets, set of 10, set of 12. Here we go. Feeling kind of good, feeling like I'm getting rid of my responsibilities in a responsible and good way. Not a bad day. So, question to myself. Actually, I won't even question myself about that. What I will do is work out. Okay. Lower the weight, breathing exercise. Then, was that 8 or 10? Should have been 10. I might have just done 8. This should be a set of 12. I'm going to do 13 just in case. Yeah, I think that was accidentally a set of 8. I was stuck on the 8-10 thing for a little bit. But I'm not going to worry about it. If I was really serious, I think I screwed up. I'll do like a set of 17. Although I don't like that whole bounce back. Oh, if I eat a cheesecake now, I'll run 2 miles today. No, I don't like that bargaining stuff. But I've already made the mistake. So, hey, if I can get to 12, I can get to 12. If I still feel some gas in the tank, it's still doing some good, even though I didn't get to 10. Or if I did, I don't remember. I think that was just 8 there. Breathing exercise. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 9, 10, 11, 12, starting to flare up. 13, feeling it. 14, 15, come on, one more, just in case. 16. If I didn't talk to myself right there, I probably still could have gotten through it, but it feels like the talking to myself got a little bit. Being a good coach to yourself, I guess, is a good thing. Good trainer, good coach, whatever. I'm just going to sit here and breathe for a little bit. I think I've heard it said, either it's comparison or it's envy. But comparison is the thief of joy, or envy is the thief of joy. Jealousy, envy. Makes sense. I like that saying. And some people say, if you're the best, and you're comparing yourself to everybody else, you're going to feel great, of course. Slippery slope. Always somebody better. And nobody can be the best forever. But at the same time, there's something to be said about your own personal best. That's some good stuff. Become self-centered in the right way. Center within yourself. Compare within yourself. But be open to others. Self-centered in the way where you're not open to others. It seems like just such a terrible thing. Only being open to yourself and being preoccupied with yourself, but constantly comparing yourself to others. It sounds like a recipe for a bad day or a bad life. Flip that around. Being open to other people, but only really comparing yourself with yourself. Hey, you're alive. You've had enough to eat recently. You look like you could depend kind of like, if you made plans for the future, more than likely, there's an 80% chance you can get most of those plans nailed down. Especially if they're reasonable. And sometimes even if they're not reasonable. Been reading a lot. And it's been getting me closer and closer to writing a lot. I'm not at the point where I'm writing a lot right now. I have a couple different projects I put the time in on things. This is one of those projects. Obviously, this is a lifetime thing, though, so this is never going to be scratched off the thing. Like, oh, you can, instead of that time you used to work out, you're going to... No. This might increase in time, actually. One thing I was thinking about doing an experiment was the upper body workout, the lower body workout, and the upper body workout part 2 all in one day, but obviously with less weight, and just seeing how that feels. And maybe that will be a good thing, but I'm gonna make sure I'm eating vegetables just about every day. Get my protein shake every day. Get my fake meat every day. Just try to stabilize that for the most part, because I think last couple weeks my diet's just been, like I said, complex carbohydrates. Fourth exercise in the workout, single leg calf raises. We're going to start left foot first. Grab the weight. Two, three, 4, set of 10 on this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on now. 10. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. A little bit of breathing exercise. There. Set of 12, or maybe lucky 13. Who knows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right. Last exercise coming up. Go inside, lay down, do a breathing exercise, then we'll get right to it. Good news about this one, not so many breathing exercises in between the sets. Maybe a breath or two. Maybe enough for me to get out a short sentence. Yeah, that looks like a good way to do it. I will go. Weird with the angles. Whew. Just a tiny weight, just a little weight, but I feel it. And the first time I did this exercise, I was pretty sore the next day. I was working some muscles, I guess, never really hit this way before. Whew. I'm gonna just sit here like this and do the breathing exercise. Whew. feeling the drips of sweat upon me. Might not look like I'm dripping with sweat, but yeah, I just got another one. Unless there's a roof leak or something. No, that's drips of sweat. All right. So, laying down, get to use my dumbbells. I got a set of trusty rusty dumbbells right here as pillows. All right. So 15, 4 sets of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. A little bit of a pause. Then we start our 4 sets of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little longer pause. Straighten out my leg a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna count on my fingers. This is probably the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. No breathing exercise, just switching legs on the weight, turn it over. This will be the end of the exercise for today, hopefully. Oh goodness, that feels good. To be on the end, the tail end of the workout. And I know, somebody's probably watching this workout and like, that's a pathetic workout. Well, hopefully it'll work for me. We'll find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You know what? I'll do that 15 again. That felt weird. There we go. Now bend the knee and take a little break. 4 sets of 5. I'm going to go ahead and count on my fingers again. Start out with the first set of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little bit more of a break there. Same thing as last time. I didn't really do much of a break between the first and second one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Part of me thinks I could just do this all day. Part of me is like, yeah, go ahead and try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's as easy as a drinking contest with a baby, which you would lose because you don't drink. Yeah, I just read Charles Bukowski's Ham on Rye today, and there's a part where I think it's Giggles or Gobbles or something like that. He names the people that are having the drinking contest, and it's there's this baby there, you know, somebody's kid, obviously, and they give him, like, it doesn't say they give him a thimble, but, you know, a little shot glass, and the first round, the baby takes a shot, and he was very happy. The main character in the Ham on Rye was very happy to see that the baby didn't partake in the second round. But as it's like, this is Stinky, and this is Skinny, and this is Joe, and it goes through the name of the characters, and this is Gobbles, and later it says, I wasn't feeling so good about a baby taking a shot with us, but hey, not my baby. Yeah, I don't know. That book, there's some greatness in that book. It's nice to meet something that kind of jives with me in a little bit. Like, there's a lot of stuff to think about that lake. About being good and bad at the same time. About self-justifications. About the stuff that was kind of skipped over. About the times where the main character was a real jerk. And no apologies for it, and just does it. And at least goes very little into excuses and justifications for his own behavior. Doesn't go that route. And it seems like a lot of people that are just doing bad things are living on their justifications and excuses. Not everybody, but a lot of people that do bad things, justifications and excuses. But in that book, no, just did a bad thing, talks about it, and it's an event, and that's it. No moralizing, no whatever. But yeah, it's like, his triumphs one of his triumphs ends up losing him a job, and whenever he triumphs, not whenever, it's not like a theme, like whenever you triumph on something, you lose something else, no. But it's definitely plenty interesting in some ways. Makes me want to write. A book like that makes me want to write. And also, it's my first, I know, shame on me. Here's me pleading my ignorance, or showing my ignorance, or showing my weakness. I've never read a Charles Bukowski book before. Today was the first. Thank goodness, two friends of mine, well, one friend of mine recommended it to another friend of mine, and both of them said how great it was, so I considered that a recommendation and got a hold of it and read it today. And good stuff. Not the best thing I've ever read, not something that spoke to my soul, but definitely something I needed to hear in some ways. Yeah, some of it was great. The air show and the way people reacted to stuff, the main characters and his friend's reaction to all the things that happened in the air show. And it's just like, what is common, what is an anomaly, and what is, what is hero worship, what is fantasy, what is all that kind of stuff. It's boiled into that book. Now the fantasy, not so much in the air show part, but good stuff. And it makes me glad for the day and age that we live in. It's certainly less harsh than the Depression. At least what little I know about it. And that book gives you a glimpse on that. It's just like when they're talking about Father's Day, and the one guy's thinking, everybody's father here doesn't work. They all lost their jobs. Why are we having a Father's Day? Not a Father's Day, but a father, what does your dad do at school? They ask the kids at school, what does your dad do? Oh, goodness. All right. That's end of me waxing poetic. Later it shall be. One of these days I'm going to upload a few of these things. Whew.